I haven't heard a Western politician say GDP growth हमको X% की चाहिए. But you see what the PM is doing, he's saying विकसित भारत, right? फिर उसके बाद आप देखिए, उसके बाद क्या बोल रहे हैं? मोदी की गारंटी
कि मैं इस बार गारंटी लेके गया हूँ.
Most successful promoters, most successful investors, very early on in life tend to have the vast majority of their net worth in equities. The भूख for life, the भूख for और करना है और सीखना है और आगे बढ़ना है. Whereas for people who are जिसकी क्यूरियोसिटी कम होती है, को लगता है इतने में ही काफी है, इतने में ही समेट लेते हैं जिंदगी को.
How did you learn the art of storytelling?
Your ability to tell the world how you see the world and help people understand how you see the world was an essential part of professional skill building. When you meet a distributor, just by sitting in the distributor's office for an hour, you can figure a lot of things. For example, so he'll be able to tell you किसका माल फटाफट निकल रहा है, किसका माल निकल नहीं रहा.
How do you understand the psyche and the mindset of the promoter of the company?
If the operating cash flows of the company grow slower than operating profits over an extended period of time, and the same isn't happening to the company's rivals, then there is a question mark on what exactly is the company booking as profits.
We know that you're a voracious reader. What are you reading nowadays?
I read Jugalbandi. I read Jugalbandi by
Professor Vinay Sitapati.
I think Professor, I thought Vinay Sitapati was a writer, but anyway, so Vinay Jugalbandi by Vinay Sitapati बहुत मजा आया. फिर उसके बाद पढ़ रहा हूँ अमर्त्य सेन, the Nobel laureate, the Nobel Prize winning economist, his biography, The Home and the World. बहुत मजा आ रहा है अमर्त्य सेन. So it's a combination of economic insights plus his memories of growing up in Burma, then what is now Bangladesh, then obviously and Kolkata, and then he goes off to study in the UK, and how his upbringing in Burma and Bengal shaped his economic insights. So yeah, so if you ask me, 2023 सबसे यादगार रीड जुगलबंदी थी. और ऑलरेडी आई थिंक 2024 में खूब मजा आ रहा है द होम एंड द वर्ल्ड बाय अमर्त्य सेन पढ़ने में.
Wow. And any reads that are in your bucket list right now?
सो बकेट लिस्ट तो खूब लंबा है. तो सिंस आपने प्रॉड किया, माय फेवरेट एक्टिविटी ऑन सैटरडे मॉर्निंग इज टू ओपन द बकेट लिस्ट एंड सी क्या खरीदा जाए. सो बकेट लिस्ट में कुछ किताबों के नाम बोलता हूँ, देखते हैं. समय मिलता है नहीं साल में पढ़ने का, इच्छा तो खूब रहती है, बट समटाइम्स टाइम इज एन इशू.
But you can commit on the show that
So there's a book called 12 Caesars by Mary Beard, right? So Mary Beard is a British writer. She writes on history. So उनकी celebrated blockbuster bestseller थी SPQR, which was on how ancient Rome functioned. तो उनकी नई किताब आई है 12 Caesars बोल के, पढ़ने की इच्छा है. Let's see if I get an opportunity this year. उसके साथ साथ इंडिया के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के ऊपर पढ़ने की इच्छा है. My colleague Nandita and I, we are working on a book on India. So there's a book that we're keen to read called India's Founding Moment, the Constitution of a Most Surprising Democracy by a gentleman called Madhav Khosla. I think Madhav Khosla ji teaches at Ashoka University and at Columbia University. उसके साथ साथ this is Madhav Khosla की किताब is on constitutional matters. रे डालियो के ऊपर एक किताब आई है, थोड़ी आलोचना वाली किताब है. the book is called The Fund. रे डालियो, Bridgewater and the Unraveling of a Wall Street Legend. राइट, तो किस प्रकार से ब्रिजवाटर में अलग अलग हादसे हुए, पंगे हुए. रॉब कोपलैंड की किताब है. सो बकेट लिस्ट बहुत लंबा है, आपको बोर नहीं करूंगा शिवांग, बट इस प्रकार की किताबें हमारे बकेट लिस्ट पे हैं.
So to learn a company and about a stock, we can either do fundamental research or technical analysis.
हाँ जी.
But you also talk about clean management. How do you understand whether a management of a company is clean or not? And how do you understand the psyche and the mindset of the promoter of the company? And how can a retail investor do that? Because for tools of fundamental and technical analysis are available. But tools and quantitative or qualitative aspect of understanding management is not with us. How do you do that?
So देखिए, क्लीन मैनेजमेंट अलग है और मैनेजमेंट की क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट, उनका दिमाग अलग है. सो लेट्स फोकस ऑन फर्स्ट. यू आस्क मी हाउ डू यू अंडरस्टैंड क्लीन मैनेजमेंट. So in our book Diamonds in the Dust, we've laid out 12 forensic ratios that we use to identify clean management teams. So for example, straightforward forensic ratio is if auditors' fees grow faster than the company's revenues over a 5-6 year period, then obviously there's a question mark on why is the auditor being paid so much, right? Similarly, if the operating cash flows of the company grow slower than operating profits over an extended period of time. Operating cash flows are growing slower than operating profits, and the same isn't happening to the company's rivals, then there is a question mark on what exactly is the company booking as profits, right? क्या कमाल की चीज बुक कर रहा है जिससे कैश फ्लो नहीं आ रहा है, राइट? सो इस प्रकार के 12 forensic ratios हैं. We've laid them out in diamonds in the dust, and they give us a pretty good handle on, is this a clean company or is there naughtiness there? Now let's come to a separate issue. आप पूछ रहे हो, how do we know whether this is a management team that will
take this business,
operate sensibly or scale the business sensibly, right? This is not competitive advantage, it's a question of mindset. So how do we assess that? So some straightforward things that again, we've described in Diamonds in the Dust. You look at the last 10 years and you look for evidence that over the last 10 years, the business has been grown at a steady pace in double-digit revenue growth each year. And alongside that, return on capital has consistently stayed above cost of capital. 15% if you assume is the cost of capital, then you're looking for pre-tax ROCs to be at least 15%, right? Pre-tax ROC of 15 means post-tax ROC of 12. So if you want 12% is your cost of capital, 12 post-tax ROC 12 के ऊपर या pre-tax ROC 15 के ऊपर consistently year after year. That's evidence that if you've done this over 10 years, double-digit revenue growth each year, और ROC आपकी sensible है, that typically points to a sorted out, सुलझा हुआ promoter and a good management team.
And when you meet these promoters of the company, what questions do you ask about their businesses?
So we typically tend to ask them, we go back in time, we look for periods of crisis or inflection point. And we ask them to talk us through this. We said, pata ye kya hua? How did you deal with it? What were the strategic options in front of you? Give us a sense of the palette of options you had. And why did you do what you did, right? We also ask them, what exactly does this stock market misunderstand about your company, right? Because that gives you a pretty good insight on how to, and with regards to how thoughtful, how perceptive a promoter is. If a promoter can tell you how the stock market misunderstands this company, that gives you very powerful insight on his depth of thought, on his clarity of thought.
So you look for a company, you have a theme that you look for a company in commoditized market and see if it has a niche around technology, process or trust.
So हमारा जो framework है comparative advantages का, जो हमने हमारे किताबों में दिया है,
right?
It's called IBAS. It comes from our guru Sir John Kay. So IBAS में I stands for innovation, B stands for brand, A stands for architecture, and S stands for strategic assets. So just to take them through. Innovation, I'm sure you can understand, if a company is able to take prevalent technology and turn the currently available technology into a business process that other people haven't been able to create, or a product that other people haven't been able to create, that's innovation for you. Brand is the ability to create an identity where the customer uses brand as a surrogate for quality, right? Customer says, I don't know which is a high quality product, but I trust, whatever, Apple or Coca-Cola or
Famicom,
right? Exactly. So the ability to use a bunch of business tactics to create that trust is typically what we look for. So for example, what smart companies do is they will give a 10-year guarantee because, that tells the customer company is so confident about its product that they're giving a 10-year guarantee or a lifetime guarantee, right? So those are the sorts of tactics used to indicate to the customer that you can trust us. We're giving you a lifetime guarantee on this product, right? Then comes architecture. I would say the most powerful comparative advantage is architecture. Architecture is the network of relationships that a company forms with its suppliers, with its customers, with its staff, right? Any company can form contractual relationships, but relationships which transcend contractual relationships with trust, understanding, the desire to do the right thing for the other party becomes the overwhelming driver rather than was contract में लिखा है, पैसा कमाना है, ये करो, right? Any relationship which transcends contractual relationships forms the basis of very strong architecture, and these sorts of relationships typically cannot be replicated, right? And strategic assets are, at their simplest, they're things like patents, licenses, but they can also be locational strategic assets, right? So for example, if Shivang sets up a restaurant in a particularly advantageous part of Delhi, where there's a lot of flow-through traffic, lots of people pass by that restaurant, that location becomes a strategic asset, right? If you like Vale, on some of the richest iron ore mines in the world, that becomes a strategic asset, right? So companies which typically have multiple drivers of IBEAS, अगर आपके पास 2 हो तो मजेदार, 3 हो तो क्या बात है, right? So if you think about it, right, Apple combines innovation with brand and with architecture. Apple's relationship with Taiwan Semiconductor, Apple's relationship with Dow Corning for the Gorilla Glass. That's an architectural relationship. The way Apple builds the whole construct, where the customers' photos, their music, everything is on the iCloud, that becomes architecture as well. The way a family's photos and music can be shared on the cloud is also part of architecture. So Apple is hitting you with innovation, brand, architecture, and strategic assets. The fact that they have deep knowledge of that installed base of iPhones and pads, and they have deep knowledge of what those customers want and how those customers' wallets can be monetized in the years to come, becomes a strategic asset. So great companies will be able to hit multiple nodes of the IBAS framework.
So if a 22-year-old wants to make an impact, how should he or she look for a commoditized market and build these 4 things? And in this presentation...
So start step by step. So first thing, obviously don't look to make impacts, right? Zindagi mein kuch impact nahi banana. Try to build a happy, fulfilling career. I've never understood kis cheez ki jaldi hai to make an impact. But just to come back to your question, right? First off, look for companies where the published financial statements show that the company has consistently grown at a decent rate, double digits, and has generated a return on capital well above the 15%. Pre-tax ROCE has been well above 15%, because those 2 things are indicative to a 22-year-old or a 42-year-old or a 52-year-old. Those 2 things are indicative of a company with competitive advantage. Then the next thing is to figure out what is the competitive advantage. Right? One of the most remarkable things about business life is many companies themselves don't know their own competitive advantage. Right?
And how do you know that the company doesn't know its...
Because you ask them and you realize they actually don't know what their company... They seem to think it's one thing, but it's actually something else, right? So first off, read the annual reports, right? Read the annual reports, search the net, figure out as much as you can about the company. Then go, if the company has a retail presence or a B2C presence, go and see the presence. If you can, call up, use LinkedIn to track down ex-employees, distributors, dealers of the company, competitors of the company. Talk to them, build your picture of which of these 4 nodes: innovation, brand, architecture, strategic assets. I've described all of these in great detail in both Unusual Billionaires and in Diamonds in the Dust, which figure out which of these the company has. After having done all the work, you can, if you have access to, speak to management and see what they have to say, about their own competitive advantages.
Right. So when you travel, how do you gather insights about the company and the consumer behavior? Why about the company or a stock while you are traveling around?
Right. So when we usually travel, right, we are going typically to meet, leave aside the factory visit. You're trying to understand the manufacturing. But if you leave aside the factory visit, you're typically traveling to meet dealers or distributors, right? And when you meet especially when you meet a distributor, just by sitting in the distributor's office for an hour, couple of hours, you can figure a lot of things. For example, you'll be able to see very clearly, both visually and by talking to the distributor, how quickly the inventory of the said company is moving, right? A distributor often will stock multiple, the distributor often will be stocking products from multiple companies in the same sector. So he'll be able to tell you kiska maal फटाफट निकल रहा है, किसका माल निकल नहीं रहा. He'll be able to tell you कौन सी कंपनी डिस्काउंटिंग कर रही है अपनी प्रोडक्ट की और कौन सी नहीं कर रही है.
Which is better करना है नहीं करना.
So नहीं करना. So you don't want companies which use discounting to sell their माल. So the fantasy company from distributor visits is inventory is moving फटाफट, अच्छा माल है, फटाफट निकल रहा है, डिस्काउंटिंग की तो ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ रही. और जब डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स, जब हम कंपनी से बात करते हैं, वो बोलते हैं और 3 प्रोडक्ट आ रहे हैं अगले 6 महीने में, एंड ऑलरेडी डीलर बोल रहा है कम माल भेज दो या फटाफट माल भेजो, कस्टमर चिल्ला रहा है और प्रोडक्ट चाहिए, राइट? दैट्स लाइक द ideal distributor visit. And obviously you can figure out where these distributor meetings can also be quite despondent. Distributor saying माल ही नहीं निकल रहा, गोदाम भर रहा है, और कंपनी को बोले जा रहे हैं बॉस एडवर्टाइजिंग करो, डिस्काउंटिंग करो, माल किसी तरह निकालो हमारा, हम हाथ जोड़ रहे हैं. As soon as come home, quite depressed about the company.
Got it. So, you're accused of being a great storyteller. How did you learn the art of storytelling?
I think that's the way I think all of business life functions. I think been reading Berkshire Hathaway annual reports since I was in college, and I've admired. If you think about annual reports, right, you'll see tens of thousands of companies publish annual reports, but very few of them are as well written as the Berkshire report. Right now, as I got older and I got to know about how Warren Buffett does it, I realized Carol Loomis, the erstwhile journalist, I think she's the editor of Forbes or Fortune, one of these very high-profile business magazines. She actually does a lot of the writing. Warren Buffett writes and then she rewrites and so on. And I was very surprised by that, right? It's a corporate annual report. Why would you get a legendary journalist to write it? And I realized, by the time I started Marcellus, I realized the reason he does it is he realizes that just publishing this is Berkshire's revenues and PAT and book value is not enough. He wants to tell the world through the skill of a top quality journalist like Carol Loomis what exactly is going on in Berkshire Hathaway. So that was my first experience of watching a master storyteller at work. Then exactly a decade ago is when I first heard the now Prime Minister, Narendra Modi ji, speak. So he was the candidate then. And I watched him, build the narrative around India then, and I still watch him. There are obviously tens of thousands of politicians the world over, but there are very few people as skilled at building a narrative as the PM. So whether you're a management consultant, a corporate CEO, an investor, a politician, or indeed a sports person, right? Your ability to tell the world how you see the world and help people understand how you see the world and help do that in as simple a way possible, I realized very early on, was an essential part of professional skill building, right? You're not a complete professional if you can't tell the world, if you can't explain to other people how you see the world. That doesn't necessarily mean they have to agree with. They probably understand. They don't necessarily have to agree with you. Just because Warren Buffett or a certain cricketer or a certain politician says, this is how I see the world, doesn't mean Shivang Joshi or Saurabh have to agree. But what's important from that professional's perspective is समझ तो आना चाहिए. अगर समझ ही नहीं आया तो बात
कन्वे करने का
आगे फिर टाइम वेस्ट हो गया. कन्वे करने का मतलब ही क्या हुआ? Absolutely, nicely put.
Got it. So you're talking about, can you tell us objectively what aspects of Berkshire Hathaway ki share report, annual report, and what aspects of by Mr. Modi is communicating?
Right, so let's start with the Berkshire annual report, right? What you'll notice is, first off, you'll notice he's very transparent about what's not working in Berkshire. So, for example, 4-5 साल पहले की बात है, Tesco का investment workout नहीं किया. So he not only says it didn't work out, he explains where this messed up, and obviously he highlighted the exit from the portfolio. So we took that to heart. So जब कभी भी कुछ हम बेचते हैं, हम न्यूज़लेटर में लिखते हैं, पब्लिक मीडिया में बोलते हैं और बोलते हैं कहाँ पे गलती हुई, क्यों हमारा इन्वेस्टमेंट वर्कआउट नहीं किया. Second thing he does is, in the Berkshire Hathaway annual report, what Warren Buffett does really well is, he takes what you think is a conventional company and helps you understand it through his lens, and then you realize how astonishing a company it is. So, for example, their reinsurance business, right? It's I think the world's highest rated reinsurance business, right? But on the face of it, reinsurance it's not an exciting business. You don't wake up in the morning to say, "Aaj boss reinsurance ke bare mein sochna hai." You don't do that, right? But the way he uses Ajit Jain's skill and persona to bring to life the strength and the skill of Berkshire's reinsurance business and how much value it creates is very interesting. And I've not seen forget Berkshire Hathaway, I've not seen any reinsurance company explain its business as clearly as Warren Buffett explains the reinsurance industry and Ajit Jain's special skill so eloquently in the annual report. Now imagine, right? You're a shareholder in Berkshire, आपको समझ तो आ ही रहा है अजीत जैन क्या कर रहे हैं, but you're also understanding the value created by the Berkshire highly rated reinsurance business, right? And you wouldn't have had Warren Buffett not been so articulate. And the third aspect is the utter lack of complicated jargon. right? So he will use things like, I don't understand why people are so excited about ESOPs. ESOPs, if they're not, he says ESOPs should be expensed. If they are not an expense, what are they? Right? So the use of straightforward, plain English to explain to people without jargon how finance works, right? So these three things we took away. We try our best in our books, but obviously we're nowhere near the level of Warren Buffett and Carol Loomis. Coming to the incumbent PM, what he does incredibly well is he's able to understand and articulate what I think very few other politicians can understand and articulate. So let's take a basic, currently prevalent basic paradigm that the ruling party is ruling. So from the time I was, from the time I sort of had any memory of the world, say 40 साल पहले से, I've heard people say, we wish India was developed, we wish the country बेहतर कर रहा होता, growth अच्छी होती, right? And yet, not too many politicians have come to coming to an election saying GDP growth. I've never heard. In fact, even in the Western world, I haven't heard a Western politician say GDP growth हमको X% की चाहिए. And you would think that's a commonplace aspiration that a Western politician, right? But if you see what the PM is doing, he's saying Viksit Bharat. He's Viksit Bharat declared, right? Declared. Now, you can agree or disagree कि ये लोग विकसित भारत ला पाएंगे नहीं, but आपको समझा देगा कि विकसित भारत आएगा, developed India. Now, it's very evocative term because वो दो शब्दों में ही आपके दिमाग में एक छवि बन जाती है कि इंडिया डेवलप्ड होगा. आपके दिमाग में you put your own picture of विकसित, शिवांग का picture of विकसित could be different from सौरभ का, पर वो दो शब्दों में ही एक दिमाग में इमेज बन जाता है, राइट? फिर उसके बाद आप देखिए, उसके बाद क्या बोल रहे हैं? मोदी की गारंटी, राइट? इट्स वेरी क्लेवर, राइट? ही इज नॉट सेइंग हम आपको विकसित भारत दिलाएंगे, ही इज सेइंग आई एम गारंटीइंग यू आई एम गोइंग टू गेट इट देयर. अगेन इट्स अप टू द लिसनर टू अग्री और डिसएग्री, बट क्लैरिटी कम्युनिकेशन में कोई त्रुटि नहीं रह गई. बिल्कुल, विकसित भारत, मोदी की गारंटी, राइट? सो and I find these, and whenever I sort of struggle for clarity of thought, I go back to these two exemplars. Berkshire Hathaway annual reports for writing, explaining investment to people, and the Prime Minister's speeches, and how he and the entire team that works with the PM strategizes on communicating complex messages with maximum simplicity, right? So just सोचिए, almost 5 word में ये इलेक्शन मैनिफेस्टो हो गया, राइट? विकसित भारत, मोदी की गारंटी, 5 शब्द, एंड इट डज द जॉब. आई सस्पेक्ट इट डज द जॉब मोर देन एनी इलेक्शन मैनिफेस्टो विल डू फॉर एनी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी.
एंड टू द डीपेस्ट, ग्राउंडेस्ट, लोएस्ट स्टेटस.
बहुत पावरफुल है. सो सोचना क्या बोल रहे हो, क्यों बोल रहे हो, कैसे बोल रहे हो, वो मेरे ख्याल से किसी भी प्रोफेशनल का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. अगर आप बोल पाते हो, समझा पाते हो लोगों को कॉम्प्लिकेटेड चीज़ें सरल शब्दों में, वो सबके लिए अच्छा, आपके लिए तो है ही, और जो लिसनर है उसके लिए भी फायदे की बात बनती है.
Just on the sided note, thinking through this critically, isn't it the forte of the people who is writing this speech and not necessarily the person who is saying?
नहीं, सो वैसा होता तो दुनिया में सैकड़ों पॉलिटिशियन होते हैं जिनकी बढ़िया स्पीचेस होती है, राइट?
सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आपने वॉरेन बफे के लिए पीछे बताया.
हाँ, कैरोल लुइस हेल्प करते हैं, लेकिन कैरोल लुइस जैसे अमेरिका में सैकड़ों दिग्गज जर्नलिस्ट हैं, उनको तो दूसरे फंड हाउसेस लेके इस्तेमाल नहीं कर रहे, राइट? सिमिलरली अगर आप देखो मार्गरेट थैचर की बात, यूके में दर्जनों ब्रिटिश जर्नलिस्ट होंगे, बट मार्गरेट थैचर स्पीचेस स्टूड आउट इन द 80s. सिमिलरली इब्राहिम लिंकन, राइट? 1880 के दशक में इब्राहिम लिंकन स्पीचेस स्टैंड आउट, राइट? एग्जैक्टली. सो स्पीच राइटर क्या है? निखारता है. स्पीच राइटर क्लैरिटी को निखारता है, बट अंडरलाइंग कॉन्स्ट्रक्ट वॉरेन बफेट जी से आती है, कैरोल लुइस उसको टाइडी अप करके अच्छे से स्ट्रक्चर करके देती है. आई एम श्योर द PM employs very good speech writers who embellish and structure his speeches, but the underlying clarity, the core concept, I'm sure comes from Modi ji himself.
You predicted UK markets and before starting Marcellus and a lot of things. Tell us, what have you learned from your wrong bets?
जो सबसे बड़ा जो चैलेंज रहता है हमारे प्रोफेशन में, राइट? शायद दूसरे प्रोफेशन में होता है, बट हमारे प्रोफेशन में काफ़ी बड़ा चैलेंज है. वी टेंड टू लाइक पीपल लाइक अस, जो हमारी तरह होते हैं, राइट? सो अगर हम किताब पसंद करते हैं, रीडिंग पसंद करते हैं, और फाइनेंस की किताबें पसंद करते हैं, कॉर्पोरेट स्ट्रैटेजी की किताबें पसंद करते हैं. सो इफ़ यू मीट अ CEO who also likes reading, who also likes corporate strategy, शायद हमारी किताबें उसको पसंद है, दिमाग में काफ़ी
Confirmation bias.
हाँ बायस बन जाते हैं, यार ये तो हमारी तरह ही है, ज़रूर इसकी सोच कैपिटल एलोकेशन पे अच्छी होगी. एंड इफ दैट इज कंबाइंड, इफ दैट CEO's persona is combined with good numbers on ROCE and revenue growth, फिर लगता है भाई वाह, इसको तो हमारी तरीके का सोच पसंद है, किताबें भी पढ़ता है, हमारी किताबें पढ़ी है, और नंबर देखो कंपनी के नंबर तो तोड़ फोड़ है. यू वेरी क्विकली एंड अप सेइंग ये इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाहिए. एज द years go by, you realize that reading a few books, whether it's our books or anybody else's books, and speaking good English and studying in prestigious universities, that per se cannot be a source of comparative advantage. And as I've got older, I've tried to de-emphasize. I've tried to de-emphasize
On these biases.
But it is bloody hard because they keep getting to you. You end up feeling empathy for people who are like you.
So everyone is talking about AI, and AI is at some level is increasing the productivity. How do you see, and you always speak about investing for the next decade. How do you see the AI?
हाँ जी, so देखिए काफ़ी मेरे ख्याल से काफ़ी बहस हो रही है. Some of the बहस I think is sensible, some of the बहस I think is nonsensical. So for example, spreadsheets came 40 years ago. Spreadsheet से कुछ right, ऐसा तो नहीं हो गया suddenly the number of high performing fund managers went through the roof just because spreadsheets आ गए. वॉरेन बफेट ही रहा, ताज उनके सर पर ही रहा. स्प्रेडशीट 40 साल हो गए आए, शायद से 50 साल पुरानी है. सो मेरे ख्याल से निवेश के क्षेत्र में भी कुछ ऐसा ही होगा. Number of fund managers is going to keep rising because it's an industry with low barriers to entry. As access to education, as access to information, as access to finance, content get democratized, it'll be easier to train oneself to become a fund manager. Right, but just because number of fund managers will rise doesn't mean the number of Warren Buffetts will go through the roof, because AI will give everybody basic tools to pull out publicly accessible information. But what makes Warren Buffett, what makes a great fund manager exceptional is insight. Right, access to insight will remain as hard as ever, and that's what will separate the men from the boys, the women from the girls. So spreadsheet का metaphor use कीजिए तो समझ आ जाएगा किस लिए AI से कुछ इनसे भयंकर परिवर्तन नहीं आने वाला.
Talking about access to insights, and you meet people 10,000 times worth you, and billionaires who make sharp decisions. How do they get insights? What's their access to insight?
Yeah, so one of the things I've realized is people, whether they're billionaires or whether they're sports people or writers, just generally people who are insightful, people who are able to see the world from see the world with unusual clarity, see the world from unusual perspectives. They tend to have a few common traits. So, सबसे common trait है curiosity, right? So कुछ लोगों में curiosity होती है जो manifest करती है बहुत सारी किताबें पढ़ते हैं. But there are other curious people who travel a lot. There are other curious people who go out of their way to meet a variety of people. But बहुत rare होता है कि insightful इंसान होता है लेकिन वो curious नहीं होता. Right? Curiosity and insight, I think, are two sides of the same coin. दूसरा चीज़ मैंने देखा है is the curious person, the insightful person also has a disproportionate appetite for risk. Right? In fact, from an average person's perspective, लोगों को लगेगा यार तो क्या भयंकर रिस्क ले रहा है, इतनी रिस्क की आवश्यकता क्या है. But from the perspective of that insightful person, the curious person, actually what they're doing is low risk. So the most straightforward manifestation of this is most promoters, most successful promoters, most successful investors, very early on in life tend to have the vast majority of their net worth in equities. Right? उनका कुछ खास फिक्स्ड इनकम या फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट या बॉन्ड्स के साथ लगाव होता नहीं है. कम उम्र में नहीं होता, बुढ़ापे में भी नहीं होता. Whereas people who are lower in sight tend to say कुछ अलग अलग उल्टे सीधे रूल्स यूज करते हैं. कोई लोगों को देखा है वो 100 माइनस देयर एज करते हैं for their
percentage of
equity allocation, right? Which sound like crazy to me because 100 साल की आप क्या करोगे, आप क्या जीरो कर दोगे क्या equities, क्योंकि मैं उसके आगे आपकी ज़िंदगी खत्म हो जाएंगी. So anyway, so पहला है curiosity, दूसरा है risk appetite, which seems to be more heightened than people with high levels of curiosity, and चौथा is the work ethic, right? The भूख for life, the भूख for और करना है और सीखना है और आगे बढ़ना है. There are more worlds to conquer. Whereas for people who are जिसकी curiosity कम होती है, क्षमता कम होती है, भूख कम होती है, उनको लगता है इतने में ही काफ़ी है, इतने में ही समेट लेते हैं ज़िंदगी को. Whereas for curious, insightful people, the hunger to keep learning, keep growing, keep traveling, keep meeting new people, keep trying new adventures, वो कभी रुकता नहीं है.
So last time you mentioned that your biggest bet could be to figure out people who will become the smartest folks in the future. If you have to surround yourself with 5 people, who will those 5 people would be? And these people can be from the current world or from the previous world where you can associate yourself by reading their books or something.
तो अगर को ऑल टाइम को अपॉर्चुनिटी दोगे,
हाँ,
तो आई स्टार्ट बाय सेइंग चाणक्य नंबर 1, राइट. इनसेनली
you will read Arthashastra.
अर्थशास्त्र तो पढ़ लियो, बट चाणक्य स्पेसिफिकली आई फाइंड हिम टू बी अ फैसिनेटिंग फिगर, राइट. दूसरा, मूविंग फर्दर ऑन इन टाइम, आई थिंक एज अ लीडर, especially leader in the Western context, I find Abraham Lincoln to be astonishing, right? That the ability to take on the establishment, abolish slavery, fight a war with your own country folks for a just cause. Brave, insightful, eloquent man. Coming to our country, Gandhi ji, right? Not just as a freedom fighter, even as thinking on economics. His thinking on economics, incredibly insightful, original thinker. बिल्कुल अलग तरीके से दुनिया को देखा, दुनिया के बारे में सोचा. Moving to our current day, I think I find Nandan Nilekani to be a visionary, a revolutionary. I think a lot of what is making India a powerhouse economy today owes its origins to Aadhaar and the India Stack and the whole bunch of initiatives that Nandan Nilekani triggered in 2010, 13 years ago.
Yes.
And then finally moving on to a personal favorite of mine. I've watched and learned enormously from Rahul Dravid, both when he was a batsman and now that he's a coach. I've never had a chance to meet him, but Rahul Dravid as the fifth figure, as a incredibly level-headed, determined, focused individual, and the power of that, right? Determined, level-headed, focused individual making a difference. Whether it's as a batsman, then as a coach of the India Under-19 World Cup winning team, then more recently as a coach of the Indian senior team. बहुत unusual होता है इस प्रकार का इंसान जो चिल्लम चिल्ली नहीं कर रहा, शोषा नहीं कर रहा, aggression नहीं दिखा रहा, but through intelligence, persevering, calmness, clarity of thought, making a massive difference.
What are certain things, because finance world में ऐसा होता है, middle life crisis बहुत जल्दी आ जाता है. So what are certain things that you derive real happiness from, real pleasure from, apart from your finance activities?
I've got 2 little kids, they're 16 and 14. They don't think they're little anymore, but I think they're little. But spend, कुछ सालों में यूनिवर्सिटी चले जाएंगे, तो जब तक हो सके spending time with them. Writing books, it's a big source of joy for me. I think time melts away when I write books. And then traveling around India with my better half, we've had a chance to see many different countries, but traveling around India I think gives us particular joy. So last year हम गए अरुणाचल प्रदेश, बहुत मज़ा आया. Insanely beautiful place. उसके 4 साल पहले गए थे, अंडमान एंड निकोबार आइलैंड्स, हैवेलॉक आइलैंड गए थे, कितना ही मज़ा आया था. तो खुद इंडिया के अलग अलग पार्ट्स एक्सप्लोर करते रहेंगे. And hopefully we'll get a chance to grow old and grow old together long after kids have gone off and build their own lives.
What are you teaching your kids? एक theory of everything होती है ना कि आप what is one thing that you want them to learn?
मेरी जिंदगी में शिक्षा है, बच्चों को ज़्यादा सिखाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. You live the life that you can. You give them the best life that you can, and they will take away from your life whatever they think is useful for them.
Done.
ठीक है जी.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Really grateful for your time.